I love to make an offering to the fairies whenever I go out, especially if I'm going out foraging. It's always lovely to leave something behind if you're taking away from the hedgerow. So I love to make an offering to the fairy spirits, and I tend to make it under the blackberry bush. This is where I feel that the fairies all congregate and have a bit of a chinwag and have a bit of a party. So I always take a little offering for them when I gather my blackberries. And so I like to make a fairy powder. And fairies love anything colourful and beautiful and sparkly, so you can really go to town on this. To make my fairy powder, I always start with a base of sugar, and to that I'll add some ground up blackberry leaves. Now, blackberry leaves dry out incredibly quickly within a day or so, so next time you go gathering anything, pick a couple of the blackberry leaves and bring them home to dry, and then you can store them for whenever you need them. Grind those up in a pestle and mortar and add that to the sugar. Then I like to use whatever petals I have to hand. So at the moment I have some late flowering roses and some beautiful heads of lavender, which is also late flowering this year, but you could equally use dry, it would be just the same. And then finally, as a little twist for the fairies, I like to use hundreds and thousands, or this time I'm using little sugar pearls. You can use anything from the confectionery aisle, any sweet, sparkly, as long as it's edible, biodegradable. Fairies love anything sparkly, and kids love to make this too. So bung in a little bit of colour, a little bit of sparkle for the fairies, mix it all together. Next, you want to charge your powder, and charging is so crucial to whatever you're doing, whether it be in the kitchen, whether you're doing cleansing, just for your home. Just to charge something will empower it with your intent. And to charge something's really simple. The way that I like to try and explain it is that you hold your hands together. If you rub your hands together like this and then gently pull them apart, just so they're about 1 centimetre apart, you can feel an energy in between. So have a go and rub your hands together and feel that energy in between. That's the energy we're working with when we're charging. So we can either hold something in our hands, or we can equally hold our hands over something and place our intent, our thoughts, through the energy in our hands into what we're doing. So to charge your magic powder, simply hold your hands over it, feel the energy of the powder, and this can take a little while to get the hang of. I mean, it doesn't come instantly, but just keep that intent in your head and in your heart. Charge it as thanks, and then when you feel that you've done enough, your powder's charged. And it's really simple. There's no hocus pocus to it. It's literally taking the energy from you and putting it into whatever you're making or whatever you're doing. Now, I always finish my powders, recipes and things with, I always draw a pentacle and just say, blessed be. And that kind of finishes things for me and blesses what I've done. So once you've done that, you can decant your fairy powder into a jar or into a packet, and then you've got it on hand. None of these things are going to go off, so you can keep a store of it. And then whenever you go out, just take a few spoonfuls and give it an offering to the fairies, and they'll love you for it.